Today we want to talk about shale well drilling economics. You hear a lot about talk about the industry, about some of the oil companies not making money, their stocks are way down. You know, people are saying the shale wells really don't make money. So I wanted to go over a real life example from a drilling program that I evaluated. So let's take a look at it. All right, so we have the Delaware Basin. I have a client that has an interest in this 1,280 acre lease. It's 7 miles from Midland. They've drilled 12 wells over the last 3 years, Wolfcamp A and B, and they're using 10,000 foot laterals and 66 frac stages in general. All right, so we have actual cost, we have actual operating expense, we have actual oil price, NGL yields, all this stuff. So we didn't make it up, we have the actual data. So, so what we did is we did an economic analysis and forecast of each well. Now we did use the gross 100% interest and the revenue of 0.8125, which that's what it really is. All right, so what we did is we had 12 wells. We had the production data. We went ahead and did a decline on each well. Here's an example of one, hyperbolic decline, to get the projected reserves and economics. Now, I do want to mention that my client had owned these leases. They were legacy leases held by production, so they didn't have to buy them. And so that will affect the economics. But we did also look at, if you had to buy the leases for $10,000 an acre, what would that do to economics? Because my client says you could buy those from $8,000 to $10,000 an acre. All right, so in all the forecasts for future prices, we use $55 a barrel. All right, so what are the results? So we have the results of the projections for each well. Here's the wells. Here's the drilling costs in thousands. So the average well was $11.5 million. They started producing in late October through late 16 through late 18. Here are the EURs in oil and gas of each well, and they're pretty typical wells. They average about 500,000 barrels of oil and 0.8 of a BCF. And here are the economics parameters, assuming no lease costs, for each well. So anyway, they all have good rate of returns except one. Good return on investment. Net present values are positive except for one weak well. All right, so overall, how did the results come out? Okay, so with the legacy leases, the net present value of the 12 well program is $41 million, pays out in 3 years, has a rate of return of 30%, and has a return on investment of 1.6. If you would have had to buy the leases to get into the play, it does reduce the economics with a net present value of about $29 million, pay out in a little bit longer, 3.4 years. The rate of return is down to 22%. And the return on investment is 1.5. So the wells do make a profit. I don't know if we've answered the whole industry question, but in this case, these wells make a profit. So I'd like to get your opinion of what you've experienced and what you see about the shale drilling. Thanks.